as far as being a performer, there's something about seeing music in context that is very important for me. And that means playing music in context, being there and experiencing not only the music, but the things around it, the dance, the way people talk about it, what they're doing when there's music. Are there chickens in the background walking around? What's the situation? You know, who's there? Who's around? What language are they speaking? What is that all about? And I think the reason is because context for me is what, in this world that we're living with video and where you can go to YouTube and you can go onto the internet and find just about any type of music or dance or life experience you want. We're also in an age where context is lost. So you can see incredible stuff and hear incredible things, but you lose that original meaning and the formation of that and the creation. And so at the same time, we're so much closer to everywhere in the world and to so many different styles and ways of thinking about music, but yet we're also much farther because we're seeing everything through this scrim. I think when I started working with Ben, although he was my clarinet teacher, he was the first person who really made music serious for me. And when I started to think critically about what I was doing, and Ben took me aside one day and said, you know, I know you want to be a composer. It breaks my heart because I would love you to be a clarinetist, but I want you to know something, which is that every note you write is more important than everything I've done in my entire life. And that was very moving to me, that a guy who played clarinet in the Metropolitan Opera Orchestra would say that to me, and that he felt that way so strongly, even though he didn't like modern music. I mean, he liked Verdi and Puccini and Bellini, you know, all the great opera composers, but he felt so strongly that the composer was the center of everything. And I think that had a great impact on me. And maybe to hear it from him was even more important than hearing it from a composer, because he didn't need to say that. I mean, we're in an unusual age now because it's an age where people do talk a lot about appropriation and mixing up things and, you know, taking something and mixing it and then putting it back out there. And I guess I've always thought that it's important to digest the music that you take in rather than kind of chewing it a little and spitting it out. It has to somehow become part of who you are, and it has to go through your own particular digestive system. It's getting a little gross. And so, you know, you want to, for lack of a better word, you know, you got to shit it out. Or let's put this more delicately, you want to sweat it out. You know, if it hasn't become part of who you are, and all the garbage that you are, and then comes out in that form, you know, it has to go through that process. Otherwise, it remains at arm's length from you, and I think that's for me. I mean, maybe I'm a little less interested in music where I feel that just the surface has been touched and then kind of repackaged and into another form. On the, it's a complicated subject. It's a subject of our age, really, because it's tied in with all this stuff about YouTube and immediate access to everything and the internet. It's that question of viewing things through the screen or actually going and touching them. When I heard Rakim for the first time, that was a revelation too. I mean, the first thing you put on that album, the first thing you hear is, I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now I slam it when I'm done and make sure it's broke. When I'm gone, no one gets on, cause I won't let nobody press up and mess up the scene I set. I like to stand in the crowd and watch the people wonder, damn, think about it, maybe you understand. I'm just a habit addicted to music. Maybe it's a habit. Wait, I'm just an addict addicted to music. Maybe it's a habit. I gotta use it, even if it's jazz or the quiet storm. Could beat it up, convert it into hip hop form.